Podcast Answer Man number 21. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Podcast Answer Man. My name is Cliff Ravenscraft, and coming to you early in the morning, which is why my voice kind of sounds the way that it does. And if you haven't heard already, you must be living under a rock. But I have made the official decision to go into podcasting and new media full time. And I had already just recently put in my 90-day notice at work. And all through the month of October, I'm going to be doing a lot of business planning. You'll see a lot of changes and making things a little bit more tidy and efficient here at gspn.tv. I think you'll notice that a lot of things as far as the shows go will remain the same, the ones that you're used to. They may get a little bit better. As far as production quality, some shows that need to be tidied up a bit will be tidied up a bit. Some of the shows that are just known for the fact that they're just off the cuff and ready to go, kind of like My Crazy Life, there'll be no change at all. So don't worry about that. Let's see here. What else? And then through the month of October, I'm going to be working my full-time job full-time, and I'll be doing a lot of outside of that kind of work, putting this together. All through November, the current plan is to take 1 day per week off to work on this stuff over here, getting some time to meet with people throughout the day, at least once a week. And then in December, I'll be taking 2 days a week off. And then January 1st, I will be taking 5 days a week off, or 7 days a week off of my current job, as I will no longer be employed there after January 1st. Now, anyway, I'm not going to bore you here with all the details of that, because I have recently created another podcast. Yes, I know, another podcast. But no, seriously, you're going to find that I think at the beginning of this whole scenario, before I had actually decided to go into this full time, I had 20 podcasts that I was producing. And now, even though I have added a brand new podcast, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second, I have actually dropped the total number of podcasts produced down to 17. So that means that I've cut out several podcasts, and So I mean, things are pretty good, and I want to tell you about this new podcast. This new podcast is something that is going to become the sister podcast, if you will, or how did I say it in the new podcast? I said, I forget. And the home planet's trying to call me from the iPhone. So what I need to do here, and I'm going to have to. Let's see. Oh, there we go. My alarm. I need to remember to put the old iPhone in airplane mode when I come into the studio. I need a little sign that says that on the mixer over here. Please set all phones to airplane mode. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, what was I calling that? It's like the sister podcast. It's like the... I don't know. I'll have to think about the word that I'm thinking of, but you know what I'm talking about. The two podcasts go hand in hand. It's going to be the Podcast Answer Man and the all-new, brand new Pursuing Your Passion podcast. Pursuing Your Passion is a podcast devoted to doing what you love for a living, and I'm very excited about that. And the two podcasts are going to go together side by side. They're a companion podcasting. Yes, these two podcasts should be like a package. However, they're not going to be the same podcast, and I'll explain to you why. Obviously, I'm pursuing my passion and doing what I love for a living in the area of podcasting and new media. And that's the podcasting and new media part of everything is right here in this podcast, the Podcast Answer Man. However, there is a very large audience to the Podcast Answer Man that will not a percentage anyway, that will not be interested in doing this for a living, and perhaps may not be interested in Cliff talking about going and meeting with an accountant and talking to somebody who advised whether or not he should be an LLC or a sole proprietor. Or you may not be interested in the fact that I, went and talked to a lawyer and found out how to protect myself legally if I, if God forbid I say something that is liable or slanderous or something like that. I mean, actually that one might actually go in here. But the thing is that the two shows are going to be companion related. And the reason why I'm not going to put all the podcast and new media stuff into Pursuing Your Passion is because I have a feeling that show with that topic is going to generate a very large audience of people who are simply trying to pursue their passion and start a brand new career doing something that they love to do. But that more than likely may not be podcasting new media. I'm certain that we're going to have a good percentage that will be interested in doing what I'm doing in the field that I'm doing it. So that's why those folks should probably listen to both shows. But I think you understand what I'm saying. You guys are smart. Why do sometimes I get behind the microphone and I try to explain things, and I try to explain things in such detail that I just assume that the people that listen can't really think on their own, and I need to get over that. Yeah, so anyway, the Podcast Answer Man and the new Pursuing Your Passion podcast. These are two shows that should be subscribed to in conjunction with one another. And, if you don't listen to anything else over at gspn.tv, these two shows are the ones that I say, hey, they go together. Anyway, so yeah, I'm here early in the morning. I have decided to come and share with you something that I just thought was completely awesome from the podcast and portable and new media audio whatever expo, the PMNE or portable media portable PNME, portable and new media expo. How's that? So anyway, I was kicking myself in the rear end for not going to the portable and new media expo because I had planned on going back when I had decided to do this thing full time, or that I was going to do this thing full time down the road, and I was approaching it full or part time anyway. And then I decided to make it a hobby, and now I'm back. Now this is a definite, and I'm doing it now. The thing is I didn't go, and it was killing me. But I did get to talk to some folks that explained to me what all was going on, and I got to hear and see some things from folks that are posting on Twitter and on the blogs. So I was very happy about that. And one of the coolest stories that I think came out of the PMNE, or yeah, new media, no, PNME, came out was the story of the FBI agent spying on podcasters, or at least the question of whether or not there was one. And I have to give props to Chris Brogan for bringing this to my attention in Twitter this morning, which has prompted this impromptu episode of the Podcast Answer Man. And one of the things that I think is important for us podcasters is to find ways to market our shows, to kind of get the word out about what we're doing. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this guy was marketing, and I should probably click on red-money.com and find out. In fact, why don't I do that? And then I'll tell you what he's marketing if I can find it here. And, Gabriel. This is good. I mean, this guy did, I think, a wonderful job of marketing, and I'm going to explain it to you. And do you wish to be notified of the event? That is cool. All right. Anyway, I'll have to tell you about it, the story, and then you can go if you're interested. Okay. So I'll put a link to this in our show notes. However, this is the blog post. It says, "Is the FBI spying on podcasters?" If you were at the Podcast and New Media Expo this past weekend in Ontario, you probably probably caught a glimpse of this guy in a Secret Service type outfit. Now, what I'll do is I'll post a link to, or I'll actually post a picture in the show notes, and I may even go ahead and make the picture of this the album artwork for this episode, so you can take a look at it there. Let's see. He was hard to miss, floating up and down the halls during the keynote addresses of Howard Linsden, creator of Wall Strip, and Jim Lauterbach, CEO of Revision 3. He turned up in some of the smaller sessions throughout Friday and Saturday, but also was seen sitting empty at an empty table in the exhibit hall as well. Now, the picture, just so you know, it shows a black man in a suit that does look very much like I guess maybe a Secret Service type of outfit that he has on, with some reflective sunglasses. Kind of looks like a Men in Black wannabe kind of get up there. All right, so some people speculated that he was special security for the expo, or perhaps even Secret Service for the FBI, given the twirly dongle that he had on. Let's see here. Those who were brave enough to approach him were offered a choice of one of 5 red envelopes, interestingly marked classified. It's generally not known if all the envelopes contain the same message or variations, but they made oblique references to a website, red-monday.com. And I had said money before, but it's red-monday.com. And a password was needed to access it, which is Gabriel, Gabriel, with the G is capitalized. Okay, obviously a marketing stunt of some kind. Now, for me, I'm sorry, but that would definitely be an obvious marketing thing. But anyway, it says here, but shortly after the second keynote address on Saturday, several people saw Tim Berkwin, the founder and CEO of the expo, approach and grab this mystery agent by the shoulder in the main hallway. Based on the tone of the conversation, it appeared that Tim was upset about what he was doing. The agent did, however, show up again later at the exhibit hall. There, another group of people saw a different, unidentified member of the expo staff approach the mystery man at his desk. By now, there were a conspicuous number of red envelopes in people's hands. Let's see here. Conspicuous number of red envelopes in people's hands, and some buzz floating around the whole thing. After a quick discussion with the new staff member, the agent was ejected from the expo floor and reported to security. The reason for these confrontations, according to Tim, he frightened several women who were concerned enough to contact show management. I guess one should never underestimate the power of a scary black man wearing reflective sunglasses, because there is no evidence that he verbally or physically threatened anyone. Of course he didn't. I should know. The agent was me. Even after the expo ended, Tim has made it a point to follow me around on the net, informing me of how I am the perfect example of marketing gone bad. He's absolutely right. If you try a marketing stunt that gets enough attention from attendees and staff to have the expo organizer himself talking to you and helping to create a buzz for you on the web, then you obviously failed miserably at your job. All right, so here it is, and what I want to share is I agree with what Chris Brogan wrote in his tweet. And Chris Brogan wrote and said, I thought this guy's marketing gimmick was perfect, and guess not everyone agreed. Well, Chris, I agree with you that it is perfect, because not only does it have people at the expo talking about him and have a buzz about him, but you got a guy here in Northern Kentucky who is now reading all about his stunt, and I just clicked on red-monday.com and I typed in Gabriel to see what happened. And so, I mean, how could he not be successful with what he's doing as far as getting people interested in what's at this website. So bravo. I don't know what Red Dash Monday is. And to be honest with you, I entered the little code and it says, do you want to be reminded of the date? And, obviously I would assume that it wants my email address at the next click. So I said no. And it says, not a big deal. And so I didn't get anything, but I'm not going to, my interest isn't piqued so much that I'm going to go in and sign up for a mailing list. But bravo, at least if nothing else, he's on my radar. And so in the future, if I even hear the words Red Monday, I'm going to be thinking back to this conversation I'm having with you. And that is brilliant marketing. Absolutely brilliant marketing. The only thing is, I think he should have allowed me to say, no, I don't want to be reminded of the date, and at least give some kind of information as to what Red Monday is. But hey, here I am talking to you in the audience of podcasters who are obviously interested in what's going on at the expo and neat little stories. And who knows how many of you will go to my show notes and click on the link yourself and check out the site and start blogging and podcasting about it yourself. That's what we do. We're podcasters. What a brilliant way to market your show. Or to market your product or whatever. I don't know what he's marketing. But anyway, the fact is that we podcasters need to think of creative and new ways to market ourselves, to market our podcasts, to market our forums, everything that we have. We need to find new and exciting ways to get the word out about what it is we're doing. And I just think that's awesome. And I wanted to share that with you guys today. But I'm going to be back again very soon. You'll see that I'll be coming to you guys more and more frequently with episodes of the podcast Answer Man. And we'll have some more interviews coming up. I'm going to be trying to get some folks that are going to be quite exciting to talk to. And just be on the lookout for some great new content coming regarding podcasting and new media here in the podcast Answer Man, and I'll be back soon. God bless.
This program is a production of the Generally Speaking Podcast Network. You'll find this and other podcasts on our website at gspn.tv. gspn.tv. Thanks for listening.
This show is brought to you by TalkShoe.
Create your own internet talk show. Check it out at talkshoe.com.